All right, the recording's on, so why don't you do the intro this time?
What? I don't know what the hell we're introing. What? We're talking about E3. Hey guys, it's Ectomaster. We got Sasquatch.
Hey guys.
Just leave it. Leave it. We're leave it. It's fine. we're talking about E3. I think the best way to put this. I read this from someone else. It's day zero. E3 actually starts tomorrow, but everybody had their huge press conferences. We're recording this about 15 minutes before Sony. So I'm going to bed very soon because I got to be up early in the morning.
I'll be glued to the Twitch channel.
He's gonna be glued to
some
the
Uncharted.
Twitch channel.
So there was a lot to talk about.
Yes, there is.
We'll get started.
Sure. I hope you have the list because God no. Look, I've only been home for maybe about 3 hours now.
Well, I was trying to jot down notes as I was getting news updates, so I can remember to.
No, that's good because I was working and wasn't doing shit.
Well, I didn't save the file on my phone, so I don't have it. So we're gonna try to go by memory.
Oh, this is gonna get like a bazillion views on it. I'm drinking. We're unprepared, but we're prepared. That's great.
So the first one that I saw Microsoft's conference.
That's good. As I hiccup.
Halo.
Excuse me.
Halo. So Halo Legends, I think is what it was called. If I'm not mistaken.
Is it gonna be in a league?
No, it's not in a league. It's in a league of its own. So basically what they're doing, they're taking every Halo game that's been made so far, all the maps, all of the games are running in their original engines. They're bundling them together in a game called Halo Legends and releasing them all together.
Okay.
They'll all be running at 1080p, 60 frames per second. And if you buy this, you get guaranteed beta access to Halo 5 Guardians.
Okay.
So that's big news, right? People are going to want to play those old games again. Especially if they look nice and HDified.
Sure. Sure.
HDified?
I've never played a Halo game, so...
Never. Didn't they run out some other stuff? They showed some Sunset Overdrive.
I'm trying to remember what that one is.
It's a co-op shooter. Something. I don't know. It doesn't look original enough to really hold my attention. They showed some Destiny a little bit. The new Dragon Age had a trailer for them.
That's good. That's good. New Dragon Age. I want to play. I have Dragon Age Origins, and I would like to play it. I might live stream it. So I'm actually kind of interested about Inquisition because I want to join the Inquisition and name my character Spanish.
Spanish Inquisition.
Because nobody expects a Spanish Inquisition.
You'll be Spanish in Inquisition.
Yeah, exactly. And nobody would expect it.
The Witcher 3, The Wild Hunt. Have you played a Witcher game before?
No, but I know I watched a little bit of Jesse Cox's video of it. I haven't played it myself.
They're beautiful.
Have you?
Yes. Well, I started The Witcher Part 2, which is Assassin of Kings. I've actually got it installed right now. If I ever get time, I'd like to do a series on it. The problem is that while it looks awesome, it's probably the most complicated game you've ever seen in your entire life. The skill trees just make your head explode. The controls are... Who thought of these? What happened here? They make no sense at all. Weird button... I use a gamepad. And weird button combinations to make things happen. I just say screw it half the time. I'm going to run and hack and slash my way through everything.
Yeah, that's usually how I play games. I don't know what to do here. I'm just gonna push the A button until I'm done with the A button, and then I'll push the B button until I'm done with the B button, and I'll push this button. Oh, this button really doesn't do anything. Then I'll just continue pushing A again. It's kind of how I play Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter. I push one button until I win.
You need one of those joysticks that has the two buttons on either side, the A and B button, like the old school arcade.
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about? A fight stick. That's what they're called, a fight stick. You need that so you can just sit there and spam the fight stick the whole time.
Damn straight.
Moving on. Crackdown 3 got announced. Looks just like the first couple Crackdowns.
I don't know what Crackdown. See, here I am. I'm going. I have no idea what these are.
Tomb Raider. Why don't you talk about Tomb Raider a little bit?
All I know is that they're making a second one and it's coming out next year. That's all I know. To be quite honest, besides the one that I'm playing on my channel, I have never played a Tomb Raider game. Same thing with like League of Legends. I was going to say that. Legend of Zelda. I've never played a Legend of Zelda game. Period. The end. And yet, when I was playing Smash Bros. What was it? No, I was listening to like it was a mixture of all these different video game themes. And I can't remember which one it was that I listened to, but I was like, I know what that is. I recognize it. I don't know where I've heard that from. They go, that's Legend of Zelda. I said, no, it can't be. I've never played that game. How would I know that tune? It's in Super Smash Brothers. Okay, there we go. That's where I know it from.
Yep.
But
Most
I've never played
from that game came from their original games. So
yeah, I've never played a Tomb Raider game, and I'm playing the one that Squeenix put out, and I have to say, it's a fantastic game playing it. I mean, I wish you could, when you die, you have to relive sometimes the cutscenes, and you can't escape out through the cutscenes, and that's always a why can't I do that kind of moment. And so that's the only thing I can say bad at this point. But I'm loving Tomb Raider, so I'm excited for a sequel, especially if it's coming from Squeenix. Because they did a fantastic job on that.
Very exciting.
Yeah.
Fable.
They didn't really show anything. I mean, they showed basically cutscenes, and that was it. And yeah, that, and they have a name, Rise of the Tomb Raider. So they're channeling George Lucas and just like Attack of the Clones, Rise of the Tomb Raider. That, or they're channeling Christopher Nolan.
Revenge of the Tomb Raider. The last Tomb Raider.
The Batman, the Dark Knight Rises of the Tomb Raider.
Fable is getting a new game. This one will actually be it'll have multiplayer components. Apparently you can play as either the heroes or the villains, and the villains will try to set up the traps and spawn the enemies that kill the heroes. Which will be interesting. So it's a multiplayer mashup kind of thing going on. I've never really been much of a Fable fan. I had an Xbox 360 for a long time, and I tried Fable 3. I think is what it was. I had.
Oh, okay. I was like, I thought this Fable was the third one. Apparently, I was wrong. Again, here's a game that I know by name but have never played.
Dance
Way to
Central.
go!
Does anybody care about Dance Central and another Connect game?
No.
No.
I got one leg. I can't freaking dance. Especially if it's on a Kinect. The Kinect does not register me if I have my leg off. It just flat out does not register me. It does the weirdest things, and I just gave up on the Kinect right away.
One of the things they opened with was Dead Rising 3. And I see the gameplay for Dead Rising 3, and I'd read online that they're actually going to be getting a Steam port of Dead Rising 3. So I'm thinking, why is Microsoft going to talk about their port of Dead Rising 3 to PC? I hope it's not games for Windows. They've actually released, or they're releasing DLC. Well, at the end of it, they say, it's available now. Go download it and play it, blah, blah, blah. DLC for Dead Rising 3 that brings in characters from every other Capcom game, including Street Fighter and Final Fight. So you can bring them in, group up with a bunch of friends, and murder some zombies if you want to.
Okay.
They showed some Forza Horizon 2.
That's a racing game, right?
Yeah, it's their version of It's not. I don't want to say Gran Turismo. It's not like Gran Turismo, but it's their flagship racing series for the Xbox brand. We've seen Call of Duty Advanced Warfighter stuff.
It's another Call of Duty game. Ding.
Some Sunset Overdrive. We talked about that briefly already. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about was the one that bothered me the most, was the Evolve exclusive beta for Xbox One.
What?
It's
Wonder Company's gonna learn.
I don't know. And not only they've also done the way of COD. All the DLC will be available on Xbox first. And this
That's,
is from Turtle Rock. These are from guys who worked on Left 4 Dead, worked for Valve. It just blows my mind. I'm sure they were paid a lot of money for this, but
oh my
for this
god.
kind of exclusivity. I can't imagine that the crowd of beta testers on Xbox One, I don't think they're going to get the positive and constructive feedback they need from a beta
No.
as you would if you were testing it with a PC crowd.
PC for life. I'm sorry. I've said this to friends. I really do not have a problem with consoles at all in any way, shape, or form. My problem is with companies who think consoles are the only way to go. And every time they make a new console, i.e., last year when we heard about the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox One, or PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, and they're sitting there and they're going, "Hey, so say you broke your disc, right? And you want to play the game. Well, you can now download it right onto your hard drive." And I'm sitting there going, "I've been doing this for 6 years. Welcome." It's great that you could catch up with the PC generation. Or EA last year, just before E3, when they turned around and said, "Oh, these new generation consoles, they're gonna blow the high-end gaming PCs out of the water." And I'm sitting here going, "So it's gonna have two $1,000 graphic cards inside of them. So you're gonna be selling these consoles for a minimum of $2,000." Obviously not. So, yeah, screw you guys. Computer is where it's at. Again, but I have no problem really with consoles. Consoles are great. They are a fantastic form. They get more people onto it. And I would love more integration of console and PC, where if somebody's on, say you, Sasquatch, are on PS4 and you want to play against me and I'm on the computer and we're able to do so. That would be fantastic. That would be great. But unfortunately, companies think that consoles are the only way to go. And so, example, Destiny was originally announced for the PlayStation 4, the Xbox One, PlayStation 3, and Xbox 360. And the computer was not, and the PC was not going to happen at all. And there was some major backlash from that. And within a month later, they said, "Oh, we're bringing it to the PC."
Well, they'd be stupid not to.
Exactly.
That's such a sales market, and numbers for PC exclusives show that. There have been, I don't understand.
Well, again, going back to last year's E3, Xbox was saying, "Oh, we helped indie games out big time," and I am sitting here watching them going, "Please God, do not mention Minecraft. Do not mention Minecraft. Don't mention." And the very first thing they mentioned is Minecraft, and I face palmed so very hard.
Minecraft was huge on PC and was doing fine on its
hard.
own before they came along and decided to port it. I had bought it, and I didn't like it.
I have it. And I started up a series. I started up a couple of series and just never continued because it was hard for my computer to record. And I'm sitting here going, it's not like five guys were sitting around and playing on Minecraft before Xbox came around and said, "Let's put it on the Xbox," and suddenly, boom, everybody's playing it. No, the computer had it first, and it was selling really, really well. It was the mod community that was pushing that game forward. And they just went out and said, "Meh."
The things that were being done in Minecraft and the things that made Minecraft popular on YouTube, and we're getting sidetracked onto a Minecraft discussion, those things required one thing over anything else, and that was time, right?
I was going to say time.
And that was time that people who had children that had to go to school, people under 18 who had school and homework and things like that, they couldn't accomplish. A, because they didn't have the time, and B, because I don't believe a person of that adolescence, for the most part, would have the patience it would take to recreate some of the things that I've seen recreated in Minecraft. I've seen Death Stars and AT-ATs. I've seen entire cities. I saw one guy who actually built a working processor that could compute basic mathematical equations like 1 + 1 and stuff like that.
There was a guy who was building a one-for-one USS Enterprise in Minecraft.
So show me something where someone like that has done something on the Xbox 360 version of that, or how that has benefited the The level of creativity that developer was going for when he made that virtual sandbox world like that. I just don't see it. Yes, it's sold. It's sold, but it's a different
Yeah,
game.
yeah, it is.
It's used differently.
I'm not knocking it in any way, shape, or form. I'm knocking the way that companies are still handling the 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 computer, the PC. They look at it and they think it's, excuse me, they think it's. Uh, I hate to use this term, but it's like a second class citizen compared to the consoles. To put it best, as I don't know if it was somebody who said, if it's somebody I spoke to about this or where I read it, and I can't quote my source, unfortunately, because I just can't remember. Somebody said that back in the early 90s, a console was almost a necessity. If you wanted to play games, you had to have a console because a computer at that time was a luxury because computers were hella expensive for what they could do. Now, you can easily get a gaming computer for $300, but a console costs minimum four.
And that'd be a low end computer, but it would still rival the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One
Yes,
easily.
easily.
Easily. You could get you an NVIDIA GTS 450 or a GTX 680, something like that. No
And if you know
problem.
what you're doing, you don't even need to spend that much. Hell, I didn't spend that much. I spent like maybe I spent about $300, and I didn't get a whole lot. I just got a motherboard, case, and a processor, and that's all it. That's it. Didn't get a new graphics card. Didn't get a new hard drive. I didn't get a new. I didn't need sound card because of my headset. I didn't need uh, RAM or anything like that. And my computer runs perfectly fine. All I did was upgrade a few parts. Whereas consoles have to be upgraded. You have to get a new console. And a lot of times they look at it and go, yeah, the last console and everything that was there, if you have a physical disc, it's not going to work. And you just shake your head and go, why? Why
All
won't
right.
it work?
Well, let's move on before we drag this
Yeah.
out too long.
I could rant all day about this stupid crap.
We'll have to have a good long discussion. Um, let's go on to Ubisoft.
Okay, that's one I actually watched. For the most part, I watched that.
Well,
I got home just as they were doing it, so I was like,
Yeah.
okay.
hey, they're nothing but they just keep pumping out AAA titles. So
Yeah. I'll say this much. At least they have what's her name, Aisha Taylor. She's on one of those talk shows, The View, The Talk, the. Hold on, I'm looking this up. I don't know what her last name is. Her first name's Aisha. I know that much.
So they showed the first 5 minutes of Far Cry 4 of gameplay from Far Cry
Yeah,
4.
I missed that. How did that look?
Amazing,
Okay.
absolutely amazing. What you would
Aisha Tyler,
expect from
that's
any
her name,
Far
Tyler.
Cry game. Let's see. The video introduced the. It showed the main villain of the game, King Pagan Min, if I remember how they pronounced it correctly. He basically is this self-appointed king or dictator of this part of the Himalayas. It had them shooting up some kind of bus. You'll have to watch it. We'll link it. I'll try to link it in the description down below.
Yeah,
It's
I'll have
definitely
to-
worth watching if you want to get pumped about a game that looks
Because
amazing.
I didn't get Far Cry 3, but I watched Jesse Cox play Far Cry 3, and that was a great looking game, and I don't know, I had a lot of laughs watching him play. So
So after Far Cry 3, Aisha Tyler came out.
yeah, it's Tyler. I looked it up.
Sorry. She-
Google's your best friend.
Yes. Another dance game, Just Dance 2015.
Yay.
Meh.
Another game I can't do because one, I can't dance. Period. Anyways.
And after that, The Division.
Oh, look. I was saying this on Twitter. I loved what I saw with the Division, and it basically there was like I didn't really see any gameplay. I don't think they showed any gameplay. It was all mainly just cutscenes and things like that. But still, a lot of people are pumped about the game, about the Division. I want one thing. I just want one thing from the Division. I want an open world New York City, modeled after New York City. Not like Spider-Man 2 modeled after New York City. Where it's like, yeah, we just kind of fudged it a little bit. No, I want open world New York City, so I can go to. Hold on. I have the address. I want to go to 14 North Moore Street and make that my base of operations.
Nice.
If you know me, you don't need to know. You don't need to ask what that is.
What
You
is
should
that?
know what it is.
What is that, Ectomaster?
That would be the Ghostbusters headquarters, Hook and Ladder Company number 8.
You're such
And I
an
would
Uber
go.
fan. It's wonderful.
It's like I was like, I need to know what that. I was like, I don't know the address. I had to look it up. I know what it's called. I kind of know where it is. It's in Tribeca, but that's it. That's all I know.
So there's been a big debate about whether or not the trailer that they showed for the crew, or I'm sorry, not the crew, the Division, was live action or just really, really, really good CG.
It's CG.
But it looks.
It was really, really good CG, but not to me. I could tell just because I've seen it. Not that, but I've seen really, really good CG. But you could see where it was kind of. It wasn't fluid like humans are. It was still a little blocky. But and the way that the faces looked at points, they did not look realistic at all. They looked. But if it's getting close, it's getting really, really close with CG. And to be quite honest, it's getting even closer for in-game cinematics or in-game events and the way that a game looks inside of it, getting close to being able to look like those cinematics while in game. So not exactly, we're not playing Warcraft cinematics before before the actual game itself, but hell, even Warcraft in-game cinematics have gotten way better, and that's using in-game models. So,
I've seen the new models; they look pretty good.
yes, I do.
The sad part about this is the Division. It's still been pushed back to 2015.
You know what? Can I go into I'm going to rant again about Watch Dogs?
By all means. Is this going to be about how they made the game take longer and then it still came out worse than what it looked like at the beginning?
Pretty much. It's like you push it back. If a game is not ready, the fans will wait for it. Because if you just turn around and say, we were wanting to put it out at this date, the game was not ready for this date, we still need to finish it up, the fans aren't going to... I'm pretty sure you're still going to get people, a lot of people, like a ton of people to buy the game if you push it back. Companies just need to take, yes, the expectations are there, we're excited, we want it, but if it's not ready, don't give us a game that isn't ready. Fans are more forgiving if you push it back and release a game and it's near perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect. Nothing is ever going to be perfect except for Pong, and that was perfect. That was it. That's the best that we're going to get. No, we're not going to get any better than two lines, 3 lines on the screen, 2 of them really thick, and then 1 square peg that just goes back and forth.
And it has such an awesome plot, too.
You're not going to get any better than that because after that, nothing's going to be perfect. Mario Brothers, there's issues with Mario Brothers. There's issues with Watch Dogs. But if you put a game out and you go, okay, we're going to release it. I'm just going to throw a date out there. We're going to release it August 1st. And it's getting close to that and it's not ready. And you release it anyways. Fans are going to brand you and tar and feather and burn you at the stake more for releasing a game that was not ready over a game that was pushed back to become ready. Do you agree with me?
I agree. I agree completely.
It's the same thing with like here, Warlords of Draenor. I thought they were a lot, further ahead than they actually seem to be, and I was actually predicting like an August release for the game. Now I'm thinking it might be October, maybe November for the game. Because they have not started a beta, and compared to Mr. Pandaria, which was by this point already in beta and having a September release date, I don't think like Warlords of Draenor. And again, you have to push it back. If it's not ready, don't rush it. Don't rush your game out, because the minute you rush your game out, it just feels like it's rushed, and people just don't want to play it. And then they just turn around and that's it. They don't want to play. Same way with movies.
So the crew was also shown, and it was not CG. They were adamant to show that this was actually being rendered using only in-game footage. They had edited quite a bit to speed the action up a little bit, to hold your attention some more. But the effects that were being shown were nice. The damage that was being done to the vehicles was nice. It looked like a pretty sweet racing game. I'm not much for racers like Need for Speed, stuff like that. But this seems to be like a mashup of a heist style game with high speed chases, something like that. I think I can get into. It's like a Twisted Metal, not really Twisted Metal, but there were some guns on the cars, which looks exciting.
Yeah.
And the cars have different. Apparently, they look like they have different types of roles or classes of cars, like all out speed, survivability, capacity, different things like that.
I was gonna say, and weren't they saying that you could customize the cars or whatever?
And they're using licensed cars, which
And
I love.
you can do like all sorts of things to them or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm sitting there. That is the thing. If that's what I think for me makes or breaks a game. If you have a set character, like all right, like Tomb Raider, you have Lara Croft. You don't want to play with Lara Croft too much. But when it comes to games where, okay, you're just a guy, and you know it doesn't matter who you are really. You're there to be the hero. Again, we'll use World of Warcraft as an example. Or I'm trying to think of, or Mass Effect. Mass Effect lets you create your character. That to me sometimes makes or breaks a game. That if you can't create your own character and you're really not like you're essential to the story, but you're not like a set person. Like, okay, this is a story about this person, and you're playing their part. Again, Booker DeWitt, Lara Croft. I'm trying to think of some others. The guy from Witcher 2. If you can't be like create, customize stuff, it kind of can break a game. And when it comes to racing, damn right I want to customize my car. If I can't make my version of the Ecto 1, then I don't want to play. That or put Rainbow Dash's
One of the things that really hurt Titanfall for me was the fact that I couldn't customize my Titans cosmetically. I couldn't change the paint on any part of them. I couldn't put Call of Duty's let you put decals on your weapons and your knife forever. So if somebody else picks up my gun, they've got my. I spent a lot of time designing a Boba Fett helmet.
Same thing with same thing even with Battlefield 4. I mean, it's very, very simple. You can just have one little logo on it,
and it puts on your vehicle.
It's yours, and you can see it. Like if you picked up a car in Battlefield 4, I could see your tag on it, and if I jumped into the vehicle and you jumped out and I took ownership of it, you could see mine. So you know whose it is essentially, and Titanfall missed out on that big time. That's one reason I like the game. I love playing it, but I really wish you could have customized. The customization options in Titanfall is just, it's not there. And I think if there was customization, it would have helped big time with that game.
Agreed. I may have still been playing it right now if I had. I don't know, if I could have felt there just wasn't enough depth into it.
Yeah.
To hold my attention very long. There was a lot of maps, there was a lot of guns. I could customize my loadout and stuff, but after I played through them all a few times, I prestiged once.
Yep.
I was done. I didn't buy the DLC for Titanfall.
I haven't gotten it. I haven't played it.
We already talked about the crew, the division. They showed back to the crew. They are going to start an open beta on that next month, on July 23rd. It's a closed beta, I'm sorry. And the game is set to release November 11th for PC, PS3, and Xbox One. I'm sorry, PS4. Getting tired here. They also showed a cinematic Assassin's Creed Unity video.
Yeah, that looked good.
It's going to be co-op this time.
Yep. I would. That's something that we should play. That we should get and play because
I'll play that. I like Assassin's Creed.
I am again. I'm going to mention Jesse Cox only because I know I follow Jesse Cox on Twitter and he's pretty much an inspiration for me and things like that. And heck of a guy, funny. I haven't met him, but just watching and reading, I am totally down with this idea. And Ubisoft needs to make this happen. Assassin's Creed World War II.
And the end boss is Hitler.
And you get to punch Hitler in the face.
With a knife.
Like Captain America did. But no, would you not? I would. Storming along like on D-Day and just sneaking up behind Nazis.
You're jumping from pillbox to pillbox behind the machine gun nests. Yeah.
That would be freaking awesome. I'd play it. I would get in a heartbeat.
A new fitness game called Shape. I'd go outside if I wanted to get in shape. They did close with a surprise, with a big bang, and that was some pre-alpha multiplayer footage of Rainbow Six Siege.
Yeah, I missed that part.
It looked cool, but I'm not the biggest Rainbow Six fan in the world. It's a type of shooter it's tactical. It's just not for me. I don't have the patience to. I played the last Rainbow Six game I played was Vegas, and it was a lot of setup guys, prepare to breach door, boom, boom, boom. It was.
Yeah.
I'd rather run and gun all the way.
I was gonna say, did you want to talk about EA quickly, because Sony? This is deja vu for me. Sony is going. The Sony. While we're talking about all this, has just started, and there is some big major news coming out of Sony.
Anything about Valve?
Nothing about Valve yet, but there's other information. I'm following Twitter. That's it. That's all I'm doing.
Well,
I'm following RPM and Boogie and everybody else.
I have E3's notes brought up in front of me right now. We'll go over it real quick, and then you can talk about what you see for Sony.
Okay.
Okay.
EA's notes.
They kicked off with a pre-film video of DICE employees talking about Star Wars Battlefront, and they showed a piece of concept art.
Yep, I'm excited about that. I can't wait.
You and I talked about that before we started recording this. We were excited to see how it will look in the new Frostbite 3 engine. I'm a huge Star Wars fan. Everybody knows that. I've got my huge Darth Vader mask right here next to my desk.
I've got Lego Yoda. I kid you not. Lego Yoda's on my desk.
He's adamant that EA is taking a stand now to be putting gamers first. End quote. They then went on to talk about
Origin.
They then went on to talk about Dragon Age Origin, which I think you were a bit more excited about than I was. Inquisition.
Inquisition. I have Origins. I have not played Dragon Age. I really haven't. But the original look of it, I was intrigued because it looked really nice. And as I said before this, I want to make a character and name it Spanish.
It's BioWare. I mean, BioWare makes good RPGs, and I know you're a huge The Old Republic fan.
That was a Monty Python joke.
Oh. I was reading. Speaking of BioWare, Mass Effect 4.
Or whatever it's going to be called.
Yeah. I've got Mass Effect 3. I got it from... What happened that Origin decided to give away you got a couple free games as an
SimCity. SimCity crapped
That's what
out.
it was. So I had bought
so many problems with SimCity. It was so problematic. I got Mass Effect 3 for free.
That's what I got. I got Mass Effect 3 and something else for free from them, and I tried to play it, and it looks like a decent RPG, but again, I couldn't.
It's an RPG, but it's also, it's not a fantasy RPG. It's a FPS RPG.
It went on for blah 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 sports games, blah 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 sports games, blah 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 sports games. If you like Madden and NASCAR,
Cam Newton should have won, but
FIFA, then there you go. Go read about it. I don't really want to talk about it. I'm not. Sports games.
Sims 2 was given a release date. I think they said September 2nd, or Sims 4.
So go ahead and talk about Sims 4.
There's nothing to talk about. They've shown the new creator. I've talked about it. They've shown you can actually like the housing thing. You can actually pick up rooms, copy them, and place them rather than having to redo everything, and you can just move things around, and it'll smart snap too. So if you move it and it needs to be refitted, it'll refit itself. So it actually looks really, really good. So
Hey, Ectomaster.
yeah,
How long ago was it we started playing Battlefield 4?
was it last year?
Has it been over a year?
I think it's been close to it's either been close to a
I
year
think it was a
or
year ago in March. I think it was March of 2013.
oh here I actually have our thing up.
So
I
last
don't-
week, guess what they did?
What did they do last
They
week?
released a patch that fixed the netcode issues, to fix rubber banding, the bullet collision, player collision, all that kind of stuff. They patched it.
Sasquatch fails at Battlefield 4. This was our first Battlefield 4 video, November 13th.
Maybe it was October of last year.
Yeah, and then
Why am I getting
and
March?
my first video wasn't until almost a month later.
Okay. So here we are, 1 year later, coming out this. Hold on, I've lost my spot on my notes of the release date. This October, no date, but this October, Battlefield Hardline, which is a cops and robbers style Battlefield game. But I watched the guys at PC Gamer play it up on their YouTube channel, and I've read some about people who have played it at E3, and they're saying that it's basically Battlefield 4, but with different vehicle and weapon skins, and that's it. That the modes make absolutely no sense from a cops and robbers perspective. That you have a cache of loot that you stand next to and hold a button to collect cash, and the cops want to try to kill you to get that cash back so you don't steal it. This could have been... I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to get this or not. I don't think I am. When I initially heard about Battlefield Hardline late last week, when it got leaked, it's cops and robbers. Here's a poster for it, blah, 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 blah. I was like, cops and robbers will be a lot of fun in Battlefield 4. I envisioned freeway chases, right? Tactical gameplay where you rappel from the helicopter to the rooftop, but the guys inside, they've got hostages or something like that, right? Armored cars, where they were trying to steal an armored car and you're trying to defend it with a helicopter. You know, awesome heist movie. I'm thinking The Italian Job, the one with the safe with the armored car. Armored, that was what it's called, right? I'm thinking stuff like that. No, it was the bad guys had a helicopter, and so did the police, and they were trying to shoot each other. And the map looked just like Siege of Shanghai. It was identical. And the good news for that is that it's already in beta, and you can go sign up for it today and play it today. Less than a year since the last game came out. It's ready.
Yep.
It'll be ready at a year's mark. One of the things that I liked about Battlefield before was that they didn't crap one out.
Yeah.
Just dookie one out on your desk every year. Be like, here's the new thing. It's kind of the same, and that's what COD's been doing for 8 years, right? You were lucky to get one every other year, sometimes one in every 3 years. There's been different iterations of Battlefield, but I don't want to see them going to an every year, rushing out DLC every 2 months, and then a year to the month later.
Well,
here's the new
again, like using another. I hate doing this because it's what I know. Honestly, it's what I know best, and comparing it. Okay. World of Warcraft again. Here we go, bringing it up again. It has had Burning Crusade, Wrath of the Lich King, Cataclysm, Mists of Pandaria. It's going on to its 5th expansion pack. That'll come out this year. The game has been out for 10 years, and it's only had 5 expansion packs. Looking at its predecessor, which was EverQuest, expansions in its first 10 years. So EverQuest came out, I think, 1999, right? 1999. So going 2009, they had 16 expansion packs in 10 years. 3 times the amount that World of Warcraft has put out. Again, I said this earlier. Gaming companies need to know when a game is ready and put it out when it's ready and not rush it. Same thing. You can't keep putting out the same crap. And sadly, they do. And the worst part is people keep buying it. Somebody will buy it. And that's where the real problem is. It's, as a community, gamers, we need to stop buying the crap and just, if
We
it's the
won't
same
stop buying the crap.
regurgitated, yeah,
We're the
they won't.
gamers are the when it
Oh
comes
look,
to
it's a new Call of Duty.
when it comes to consumers,
Yep.
we don't stand up for ourselves at all. Here, take my money. Shut up and take my money.
Yeah, really.
All right, let's go to Sony.
All right, Sony's happening right now, right this instant. To start off, they started talking about Destiny. The Destiny beta will be available July 17th for PlayStation owners. This Thursday, the Destiny First Look Alpha will be available as well on PS4. I'm going to quote Boogie2988 on this. Destiny First on PlayStation 4. They can drop the mic 5 minutes into this conference. A white PS4 bundle comes with Destiny to be released September 9th, 2014. I'm trying to pull up anything else. The Order 1886 continues to wow everyone. Highly anticipated on our end. That's from Max Level Tweets at Max Level. The white PS4 looking slick. The exclusive Destiny bundle includes a 500 gigabyte PS4, which is rather impressive. But then when you think about games like Titanfall, which is like 50 gigabytes, that's a tenth of your hard drive right there. We need this game in our lives. It's from our basically our network, RPM network, and that's about the Order 1886, which is what they showed last year, and that got me interested. I was like, oh my god, what is this? I want to play. Entwined looks beautiful. I don't know what Entwined is. Two souls that can't be together, grab the tissues.
Oh.
Boogie2988. They are in love and want to be together but can't be together. Why can't they be together? God is truly cruel. Want Entwined? Pull out your phones. PS4 version available now for $9.99.
What is it?
PS3. Yeah.
What is with this
Entwined.
E3 with here's what we got going on, whether it's in beta, alpha, or already released. Get it now, get it now, get it now. Like, this isn't surprising anybody anymore, I don't think.
Infamous Second Son DLC, yes please. So Infamous Second Son is getting DLC. PC Gamer, Sony's going hard on the exclusive so far with the Order 1886, the gorgeously artsy Entwined, and Little Big Planet 3.
Oh, really? Really? I would like to see what Little Big Planet looks like on PS4 hardware. To be as it was an interesting concept, but it looked fantastic on the PS3.
Boogie again. I'm look the four that I'm seeing is PC Gamer, Boogie2988, RPM Network, and Max Level. These are the tweet channels that I'm reading. Boogie says Little Big Planet 3 just got my wife's attention as well as mine. Hot damn. Toggle and Oddsock, what the fuck is even happening right now?
Well, is Sackboy not in it? Where's the Sackboy?
I don't know.
Sackboy.
Destiny Alpha begins this week, beta next month.
And it's going to be one of those, they're doing the same thing with Sony as Evolve is doing it with Xbox, aren't they? Where you get the beta here first, only on this platform. You get the game first on this platform, DLC first on this platform.
Well, originally, Destiny wasn't even going to come out on the PC. It was going to be
A PS4 exclusive. Or an Xbox One exclusive. It's Bungie, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Bungie. Destiny. No, I don't. I want the video game, goddammit. Destiny video game. It will be on... The game will be released on PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, Xbox 360, and Xbox One. But I'm pretty sure they announced that it would be on the...
I thought it was coming to PC as well.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they announced that it would be on PC. Let me check to make sure. Let's see. I'm pretty sure they announced it would be on PC. Say past month. On Destiny PC confirmed as release date reportedly to be announced. This E3 2014.
All right, so we'll have to wait. Maybe tomorrow night we'll have that to talk about.
Yeah.
Well, we could keep following Sony, but I think we should wrap this one up, and we'll save some Sony stuff for tomorrow, in case tomorrow's not quite as interesting as what today was with the opening ceremonies and everything.
Yeah, they're usually not all that interesting.
Do you have
After
any,
that,
do you have any closing remarks?
not really. I'm freaking tired as hell. That's my closing remark.
I've
got to be up in. I've got to be up in 7 hours. 7 hours. I have another beer to finish. Yeah.
All right.
Alcohol really. It's like 2.5% alcohol. It's done nothing to me. Tastes good though, and I don't like grapefruit. I hate.
Well, I've not been drinking alcohol lately. As a new parent, I should probably stay sober all the time. But I've been drinking so much Gatorade and so much freaking Monster that I needed to stay awake anyway, because he wakes up, like, he won't sleep for more than 2 or 3 hours at a time. But I stay in a state of constant tiredness. So
Yeah.
there, I'm rambling a little bit. I do that when I get tired too.
Yeah, that's why I do the late night leveling. If this goes up tonight, if it doesn't go up tonight, then it goes up tomorrow. Whatever day, I'm doing a live stream event with my late night leveling because I decided to take Trixie and make her an alchemist instead, and I need to level up my herbalism and alchemy. So I'm gonna live stream that before I do my late night leveling for tomorrow night.
There you go. There's a plug. Also coming
Yep.
to the channel, I have something to present whenever works best for you for me to upload it.
Hey. What are we presenting now?
I have part 1 of a new series I'm doing. I have Murdered Soul Suspect.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Do that whenever, dude.
That game is weird as shit, man. It is.
I would assume it would be. I mean, you play a ghost.
There's no there's no combat, and I've gotten farther than what the video will show, of course. But you just sneak it behind them and hit a button prompt, and a quick time event happens, and you kill the demon. But other than that, there's no combat. You just kind of, it's very David Cage game, like Heavy Rain, Beyond Two Souls type thing.
No, okay.
Walk around, interact with everything. You're done. Good job. Pat on the back. So that's
they were talking about a game on the co-optional podcast that I think Jesse was talking about. It's like you play like the cutest ghost and you haunt these people, and it's and everybody in the chat was like Ghostmaster. I was like, oh, thank God, I'm like not the only person who's ever played that game.
I heard them talking about that, but I didn't pick up on what the title was. What's it called?
Well, that's not the title of the game. The game that everybody was being reminded of was Ghostmaster, in which you play a Ghostmaster. It's kind of like a strategy game, sort of, and it's very tongue in cheek. They reference all sorts of horror movies, everything from and science fiction and ghost related. So yes, there are Ghostbuster references. There's Ghostbuster references. Evil Dead, Amityville Horror. There's even a weird science reference. And you basically have like an army of ghosts that you build up, and you strategically place them to get your objectives done. Like one of them is you're not really trying to scare everybody in the household. You're trying to draw attention to the murders that this woman committed, and in doing so you can actually free 3 ghosts.
Nice.
And it was set up for like it was going to have a sequel, and it bombed. But it was a pretty decent game, but it bombed, and it never had a sequel, I think, except for in like the UK, and you could only get it from the UK, so you couldn't just go out and download it. It was like 1 extra level, and that was it. And it was a fun game. I had fun with it. I beat it, and there was not much more you could do after that. It's like their version of the Ghostbusters were releasing like a bomb, a ghost bomb that would get rid of all the ghosts, and that's it. That's how it ended,
So
and
we
you
we,
never solved it.
we missed a piece of news here
Oh, we did.
about
What did
Far
we
Cry
miss?
4, according to my
Oh, back in
phone.
the spotlight.
Guess who's voicing the villain for Far Cry 4?
William Shatner.
No, but that's a good guess. Who
Tara
voiced
Strong.
who voiced half the what male voice actor voiced half of the best games made last year?
Rob Paulson.
Do I really need to tell you?
Just you telling me to. I said this to somebody else. Don't ever tell me to guess because I will just throw out the stupidest things.
Troy Baker.
Troy Breaker. Yes.
It is confirmed. He is voicing the
villain
for Far Cry 4. Yeah.
I see. Unfortunately, I can't think of Troy Baker at this point anything other than Booker DeWitt, which is really sad.
Well, you didn't play The Last of Us, did you?
No, I didn't play Last of Us, and even that, I was from what I watched of it, I'm sitting here going, "He's Booker DeWitt all over again."
Did you play Batman Arkham, the new one?
He did
He did Joker.
a hell of a good job as Joker. If there is anybody who can carry on what Mark Hamill did, it's Troy Baker. Hands down, he can do it. Because there are points when I was watching a video of it, I was like, What didn't Mark Hamill retire from doing the Joker?
I'd like to hear him do the Green Goblin too, which Mark Hamill also did for a little while on some Spider-Man cartoons.
Yeah, he didn't do it. Yeah, he's gonna be remembered forever as the Joker. Not even Luke Skywalker. I'm sorry, but Joker is way. His Joker is like fantastic. There is Heath Ledger is about as close to a Mark Hamill Joker as we're ever going to get, and that's just straight up.
All right,
that's the truth.
I'm going to upload this raw, uncut.
Oh, good.
The entire thing. I'm just going to rip out the beginning audio test, and they're going to see up to this point. They're going to see me slowly get tired until I do this.
Oh, we're gonna end it with Rainbow Dash.
All right, we're in it with Rainbow Dash. All right, guys, we're out. We'll try to do another one of these later on.
This is how tired I am.
If you stuck it out this long, thanks a lot. Yep. We appreciate it.
We got stuff coming, guys. We promise.
See you later.
Peace.